What is up, guys? Focus here, back with another video. Throwing you guys one here pretty early this Sunday morning because here we are, another rip-off dip. Want to talk to you, on the name of the video. Sold my crypto. Going to show you when I sold my crypto. Going to show you why I sold my crypto. Not done with crypto in any shape, form, or fashion. I'm just adjusting strategies, and they're starting to play out now, which is kind of exciting for me. So let's go ahead and just get into it. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I did on, let's see, I guess it was the 21st. So Friday morning, I woke up and started charting. If you're in some of the groups that I discuss crypto in and I'm a part of, I was talking about what I was doing. I was talking about, what I'm going over in this video, what I was seeing in the charts, and why I was moving out. Essentially, for me, the charts got very bearish very quickly. Once we had that first big, huge dip, and I made a video on that, I was fine with that. There's no issues with that. That was a clean correction. It was something we needed. I didn't like the response to it, though. And part of crypto markets is being able to adapt, not falling in love with these positions, and then making the appropriate play. So for me, I don't want out of the crypto market in any shape, form, or fashion, but I want to conserve my capital. I wanted to conserve what I had left, even after I had just experienced that 40-ish% downturn from the previous rip we had. So sold on my positions with the plan of buying back in lower. For me, the charts, it was incredibly obvious that we are going lower. The response needed for that to be a turnaround didn't substantiate. I kind of went over what we need to see in the video. If you haven't seen that, check it out. It's the most recent video we had. It says RIP crypto on it. And so we didn't see that response. You don't see that response, that tells you a story. And if you're going to be a stubborn trader, you don't listen to the story. If you're going to try and grow and be a better trader, you start listening to the stories that are being told. That story that was told is that we were going down further. So I moved out of my positions on Friday. I am looking with the plan, as always, everything I do has a plan, with the plan of buying back lower on a huge, huge rip down dip. So the concept here would be is if you did see that last dip we had on, I guess it was last week around Wednesday or Thursday. If you saw that dip, let's see, what was it? Oh no, it was. Oh no, I sold it before it ripped. I sold it about halfway before it ripped. So Friday is whenever it really kind of shot down. I sold it about halfway through that rip down, so kind of got out of a lot of it. But if you saw that dip, it bounced back really quickly, right? Like if you got in at the bottom, if you can find these spots, they're very profitable to make trades because there is quick rebounds. Unfortunately, the rebound didn't hold, and we went right up into resistance and bounced back down, and that's where we're currently headed. And I kind of expect some retests of our previous lows, and you're actually already seeing them. We'll go over that on a charting basis. But the concept here is that I want to be able to be a part of the next rip down. I don't have endless money to buy. 99% of you people watching this video don't, because if you do have endless money to buy, you're probably not watching a YouTube video on why someone's trading crypto, right? Like you have different resources, you just have a whole different life. So in reality is if you don't have enough clips to continue buying when you have dips like this, you need to reconsider your strategy. So I was in the scenario where I found that the dip that we had before Friday, which wasn't an impulse dip, but just a work down. I thought that dip could be corrected and turned around pretty easily, and it didn't, right? So I had two more bullets left, what I consider bullets. And I usually buy, in a specified amount. So I had two more what I consider bullets left, two bullets left to fire, two clips. When we hit around, let's see. When we hit historical resistance around 240 on LTC, to me, that was a spot that I felt comfortable unloading a clip. It's historical resistance going back to 2017. So I unloaded a clip there, and then ADA went down to extreme lows, and I unloaded a clip there, and that kind of cleaned me out, right? So when I made the video, the last video we had, I told you we had to clear certain areas. And in that video was already in my head that if these areas didn't clear, then I was going to get out. And I was going to get out not because I wanted out. I was going to get out so that I could reload my ammo, essentially, get my clips back. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I've done. And right now it's playing out perfectly. So let's get to the charts and kind of see what I mean by that. Again, this takes a little while to process HD. Oh, crap. It's a 240 line. I accidentally moved to historical line. I'm aware, you know, guys, that it's hard to see these. I apologize. So I'll try and zoom in and make it, you know, as visual as possible. So what we see right now is we've already seen a lower low. Okay. So the rip down on the 19th for LTC is what we're looking at right here. Just because really any of these coins you can analyze them. They all did the same thing. This one went down to 145. We've already reached a lower low today of 140. And that's not a bounce back that I'm looking for, right? That's not the, oh, it hit wick candle, green line following it, and we're bouncing back up. So I'm not looking to buy right here. We've already breached this low. For me to even consider wanting to jump back in on the upside, we would have to reclaim 240 up here. That's this white line where my mouse is circling, okay? So 240 is a resistance that goes way back into 2017. And look at all the action it's having recent, right? Like over here, it bounced up against and failed. Over here, bounced up and failed. Impulse through, failed again. Impulse through, big time fail. 240 is a big line. I would need to see us reclaim it before I got interested in buying it based off this bottom, okay? So the concept here is you either you're comfortable buying lower or you're comfortable buying higher. I'm comfortable buying higher at 240. That's a spot where we're still, you know, barely even halfway through all-time high. And if we can reclaim it, I'm still getting great returns on my risk reward calculation. Now, I'm obviously okay then buying lower, right? Because I'm looking for the low candle where it just shoots straight down. Okay, so what I'm looking for, what do y'all want? Y'all are probably curious. So what exactly is he looking for? Sorry, so you see right here where my circle is, or where my mouse is. This is, you know, green, red, consolidation, green, red, consolidation. These are downward shooting candles. These are not the candles I'm looking for. What we saw right here, that's not the candle I'm looking for. This is the candle I'm looking for. This is a candle I'm looking for that shoots wicks down big time and then is followed by a green up. Okay? That's a blow off top if you're going up. Well, it's a blow off bottom if you're going down. I'm looking for another blow off bottom. I think it's going to happen still, you know, especially the way this price action is going. This is just ugly. This is as ugly as it gets. How low it reaches is anybody's guess. I've got some bids at 120, some light bids, and I'm probably going to throw some ugly bids under 100. That would be just such an intense rip down that I would expect it to do the spring back effect with the following green candle. Now, let's look at why this is profitable. Okay, so, and why I'm doing it. Because it's a type of trade. And it's a type of trade you make when you're adapting, you know, to the market structure. So what we have here, let's get a price range growth. So let's say I caught this first down candle at historical resistance. I didn't catch it perfect. Perfect catching is so hard. But I caught it at historical resistance, okay? I then immediately, within the next 8 hours, shot up, within the next 12 hours, shot up 45%. See that? Not even catching the immediate bottom, just buying at historical resistance. The wick down went further. The bounce back was harsh. Okay, that's a blow off bottom. Those are profitable trades. Those were trades that I couldn't take part of, and I watched them go on because I didn't really have any more ammo, and that's why I got out of my positions. So, excuse me. So, you know, that's the strategy here. That's what I'm doing. And when I see that happen and I see a turnaround actually substantiate, then I'll start to get back into positions and start making videos on those positions and where I think they're going to go. As of right now, if you're not a short trader and you're not trading short, which I don't believe we should be really shorting right now. I mean, you can, but your average Joe should not be shorting right now. You know, the only thing to do is play your position smart. Now, that's where I come to the next point. What is playing them smart? So most people making and watching these videos are not following price action with the detail that I am. And I realize that. So, you know, a lot of times these moves and the move that I just made, selling everything with plans of making an all-in trade at another bottom wick or buying higher, is not something people want to do who are, you know, learning trading, who are buying, you know, just because they're interested in it. It intrigues them. They're just adding and accumulating. You guys are just going to have to come kind of stomach these swings based on when you buy. And hopefully you still are buying at a point that you have, you know, ammo left to add to the positions that you believe in adding to. And if that's the case, when you see these candles, these burn down candles, you need to be making a buy. If $25 is what you put in every single time, you need to put down $25 on every one of these down red candles that are the ones I talked about that, you know, just completely ripped down. If, you know, whatever your buy-in value is, if you're not the person that's trading, but you're the person that's accumulating for a long-term period, that's when you're accumulating. You're not buying green candles. All right. So it's sometimes tough mentally for people to get that wrapped around their head, but it's the reality of what you need to do to properly accumulate. So a couple strategies there, kind of let you guys know why I'm doing what I'm doing and where I plan on jumping back in. You know, this red box right here is accumulation, guys. Just to show you how low we're dipping. The accumulation happened February of 21. Now these are 4-hour periods. I'm gonna have to switch this for a day or I'm gonna scroll forever. February of, okay, so July 18th, guys. July 18th to February of 21. We traded within this box. We went out for a 3-month period. We're out now for 6-month period. You know, it just shows where this dip has taken us. It's been a complete reset, and it kind of begs for you to reevaluate where things are going to go from here, how we're going to play out, what the next couple months are going to look like. And this type of price action makes you think about that. You know, okay, so look what we've got here. You know, we've almost got a replica of what LTC did. Gosh, went 2017. Okay. You know, and then following that, wow, is LTC going to go another 3 years of this? No, it's not going to go another 3 years of that. Sorry, guys. I know that's kind of an easy play to make. And that's what a lot of people are going to do right now is they're going to see these and they're going to be like, man, this is it. I'm out of this. I don't want any action of 3 years worth more of this. 3 years would put us in 2024 with a run that didn't beat the previous cycle. It's not really logical. Okay. It's just not really logical. So let's go look at some other coins. Let's go look at Bitcoin, for example. Litecoin was one that, you know, had a much different trend. It never beat its all-time high. It's one of the reasons why we were in it to get to that all-time high, because we knew it at least tested. So, you know, that's one thing I said from the get-go. We knew it at least tested. We'd hedge out, and then it could go further after that easily. Still could. But in this concept of thinking, that was where we were at. With Bitcoin, let's look at Bitcoin on the daily. We'll spread this out. You know, Bitcoin on the daily, I mean, it's still almost a double over its previous all-time high, all things considered. And you don't see many runs in like that. When I say runs, I mean none. None of the historical runs have ended in this context of beating an all-time high by about 2 or 3 and then kind of stopping and dying out like that. You know, we look exactly like what happened in 2018. There's no doubt about that. That doesn't mean the response will be like it was in 2018. For one, we have way more buyers, you know, and that's why I was saying earlier it's not logical. One, we have way more buyers. I cannot tell you guys the amount of text messages, DMs I've gotten from people who are not, you know, they're not typical crypto people. They're not typical traders. They're not typical, you know, investors in that nature. And they know that we've been downturning. They know that the price has gone down because they've been watching it go up, and they're not fearful. Okay. They're not fearful. They're buyers. They're asking me which coin they should buy. They're not even asking me the prices. They're just asking me which one they should buy. You know, think about that, right? Like if someone's coming into a market, 9 times out of 10, they're going to ask you what price you should be entering the market into, because that's just a logical, you know, entry question. But prices are down so bad right now that people aren't even asking me the prices. They know they're getting a discount. Humans want discounts in every aspect. They want discounts. And buyers are here for this marketplace right now. And you can make an argument of why buyers are here. Maybe buyers are here because the government's giving them money. Maybe buyers are here because our investment culture in comparison to 2018 is a night and day difference. And post the GME Robinhood world, you know, everybody and their dad's interested in investing, which is great. I love that. It's not a knock. We're just kind of analyzing, you know, what's different, but buyers are here. So, you know, to me, this is opportunity. Okay. To me, this is opportunity. To me, this isn't the end. And that is why when I sold my positions, I'm not selling my positions to leave my positions. I'm selling my positions to enhance my positions and have a better strategy. That's easier for me to do because I've traded for a while and I understand the markets decently. Still so much to learn. And I could make a wrong step on this and learn even more. But that's just where I'm at. So let's just get back into direct price action. What needs to happen for us to start to recover? You know, if you look at Bitcoin right here, I kind of like Bitcoin's price action, honestly. I know that when I like it in the sense of it's moving along and it's making, you know, let me get on the daily and I bet it's making higher lows. Higher lows. It's in between. It's up, down. It's basically bull flagging out, going to the downward. So it doesn't really look good. It looks like it's going to fall down. Yeah, bull flag is the same thing as a bull flag up, right? So let's see if I can find one for Bitcoin that was bull flagging upwards that didn't break down. Man, they've been breaking down recently. Here's a bull flag right here. Triangle up, breaks to the upward. So right here, we're down, triangle to the down. This would likely go out, fill out the triangle, and shoot downward. Okay. So where are we going to look to go next? You know, right here's a logical place, logical entry zone of 28. We've got a pretty strong little SR that I can pull out. 27 range. That's a pretty nice little SR, a little bit of resistance there. You could argue that that would be a nice low to kind of just wick through, maybe down to 25, recover, and start bouncing out on. If that one's not it, I think it's probably this one. And this is where I actually have some of my bids out. So we have closed candles here. Is that right? 22.2, 22.85. So it's 22.85. I have some of mine at 3. I think this one kind of makes sense. Oops, didn't pull them back far enough. All right, so we have an SR right here. Bumped into it, was a previous first kind of ripped through all-time high. Here's the impulse candle, right, that ripped through the all-time high. That's it. Followed by that candle. That candle closed, and then we had a little bouncing off of that before and consolidating around that before we shot back up, and then this is the next. So to me, these are our next two logical levels that you're looking at. This one's the one I'm bidding, the 23,000 level. I think it's reasonable, guys. You know, we didn't really retest this. Like I said that from the beginning. I think you can go back to a post. Not that I knew it was going to happen, but I just said that it was weird from the beginning because you don't always retest things in a bull market, right? Like you just don't. But which bears to say, are we in a bull market? So now, but you're retesting it here. I said from the beginning, like I wanted to see the retest of our all-time high. You know, I want to see the retest of our all-time high. And I think I said that at like 16 or 17,000. You know, I knew it was going to impulse 20, but what was it going to do after it impulsed through 20? I expected it to come down and bounce on it. It never really did. The only retest we kind of really saw was right here when we hit the all-time high of 35, and then it just dumped down to like 28. And that was the first retest we really saw. You could argue there was a small little retest here. But, you know, this retest, I think I remember actually, and I was expecting it to go down here, and I had bids down here for the all-time high retest, but it got front ran, I think, because there was just so much hype around it breaking 20 finally. So these levels are in play. You know, they just really are. If you're bidding out BTC, if you've been on the sidelines watching my videos and you think you want to jump into BTC, you know, I'm setting bids here. Like, you know, this is a time where people are buying. And these are moments when you look back in 6 months and you're like, how did I handle this? Yeah. It was, how did I handle this? Did I handle this the right way? I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. I didn't want to be in that scenario of wishing anything. I wanted to be in control of what I was doing, trusting my convictions, trusting my reads, you know, and that was getting into cash for now so that I can make these moves that I'm seeing on this board. If I was locked into positions right now, I could not make these moves, okay? Let me go over ETH real quick because that's another important one. I kind of want to get this video end up. I've been rambling a lot, but you know, there's just so much to talk about with what's going on with the price action. I'll just go through some of these alts real quick so you can just see kind of how much they're destroyed. Ethereum, whew, baby, guys, look at what comes up must come down. That's insane. That's such an intense, but you know, like this is the blow off candle I'm looking for to happen again and where I'll buy. So let me zoom in so y'all can see it because I've been talking about this right here. Okay, this is where it just slammed down from 35 down to 18. And then it went from 18 to 3.9 on the rebound, guys. That's a blow off candle. Okay. It did that in one. Okay. So it did that in 4. Oh, wait, that's the wrong line. Here was the line. Okay. So 29.51. It went from 18 to 29.51 in 4 hours. 4 hours. In 4 hours, if you bought historical resistance, again, back to historical resistance. Wait, that's not historical, but that goes back to February. So if you brought February's resistance, which would have been the logical buying point there, you caught a 44% run in 4 hours. And that's not buying the bottom, guys. Like, I'm not picking bottoms here. That's buying at logical spots on the way down. So, you know, look at it. It's pushing right now down too. We're kind of watching this live. So, you know, these are the moves that are being played. You know, this is just intense corrections that we're seeing. You know, it's at 50% essentially, right? Like we're at 42. It's at 50% like right now. You know, that's just an intense drawdown, super quick. So where are we going? Where are some signs? You know, where it's, for me, all these little white intra lines that I have, I'm actually going to kind of just erase right now because they seem to be noise. I mean, this is a strong SR. It's already kind of went through it, so I'm going to leave that. This is another strong SR I like. I'm going to leave that. It's kind of bouncing off it right now. This is a pretty strong SR as well, so I'm going to probably extend this. And when I say it's strong, you're just looking at it bouncing off a lot, like the bottom line down here, bounced off here, knocked up against, knocked up against, knocked up against, bounced off, ripped through, knocked up against, knocked up against. Okay, so and then we're coming back for it. So it's pretty strong. That's around the 1700 line. I'm going to bounce out this box. I don't think that's relevant anymore. So y'all are seeing me do some live chart cleanup. And then what do we have right here? You see these big blue letters, right? Kind of similar to Bitcoin, like I was just showing you. You know, we're getting close to the 2017 all-time high with some of my buys. Kind of where we're at here with me. I mean, you know, I kind of like the 1700 range, anywhere from 14 to 1700, and I'm placing bids. I think, you know, you're going to get some wick downs here when we drop. I think, you know, some people are getting really greedy in my mind and going from the 12 to 1,000 range. I think that's a bit greedy for a wick down, but, you know, wick downs do extend further than you can imagine sometimes. So this is how we're playing ETH. We're playing for the blow off candle and a bounce up. It bounces up. I'll move out of that position, take the profit, and reassess again like I have been until I see some lines being held, see some resistances being held. Let's look over here at Link. Link is a banger, guys. It's an Oracle DeFi. You know, if you want to research it, it's one of the leaders of the DeFi area. If you want to research it, you know, it'll give you a better example. You should be, because you need to understand what it does. Oracle, it was just added as an Oracle for, God bless, what's that coin? I can't even remember. It's like HER. Something like that. It's a good coin. Point is big projects are picking it up, and one of the reasons I'm showing it right now is because it ran so hard right up to 53. You know, we're down to 18, guys, pushing. What an enormous correction and downturn, passing a huge SR, which I felt was huge, previous all-time high at 20. We were kind of right at it and passing the closed candles. This is a coin that I am absolutely looking to get in, and this is the level I'm looking to get in if it gets to it, which is insane. But if we get a wick down candle, I think it'll be a fierce wick down. That's a little too high. Let me fix that. I don't want it running off that. Where's that SR? There it is. All right, so that's the spot. All right, so we've got previous all-time high here that was bounced up against a couple times and failed. That impulse that bounced up with a red candle failed, then impulse through, retest, and jumped hard. Came down, retest, jumped. Came down, retest, went to the moon. And now it looks like it's coming back for it again. So this is at $8. It's literally almost half that. That's where my stink bid's at. That doesn't mean that's where I think it's going to go, but that's where my stink bid's at. That's if we catch a crazy wick, someone freaks out, makes a mistake, exits out of a big position, and sometimes you get bids like that. Okay. Now the logical place of where this thing's going to go, I think, is more in this range right here, where we have a huge SR out of a bull flag. So this is a bull flag classic, clear as day right here where my mouse is. Straight impulse. There's your flag, straight impulse. Like that's textbook. But look at all the noise around that region. Okay, y'all seeing all that noise? Lots of noise here. That's too low. Get it up a little bit. 1262. I like this area. Okay, this is where these bids are going to be for me. 1262 region. We had a huge bounce off this. We've had huge knockups against this. It's a great SR, super strong. And if we were going to continue to wick down like we are right now as we speak, I think that's kind of where we're headed with LTC. Excuse me, Link. I've gone over LTC, where it's at, where we think it could go. You know, these are all yellow historicals. So these are all historical lines of resistance, which is crazy. That's why some of them are starting to end. Yeah. So this line right here, for example, goes back to
June 10th, 2018. We're almost 3 years out exactly on that. And that's the spot that I like. I like the 120 and I like the 100 range. 100 range goes like way back. Look at that SR. I mean, November 2017, and that's as strong as an SR as you're going to get. Not to mention it's a psychological region, so definitely stink bids place there. ADA is getting really close. It's to where we tested lows in the 90s. I'm looking for a wick down candle in this range as well. Not sure why this is a yellow candle. This should not be a yellow candle or yellow. Should not be yellow lines here because that is not historical. Yellow is historical for me. All right, so that's the 105 range, pretty strong SR there. And then this one right here. Right there. So, I got that 96 range. I think, and if we could, we could wick down and test some of these if it busts that low, which it's doing on other charts. I mean, it's just ADA is a pretty strong coin right now. So sometimes the stronger coins, hold a little bit better in their demand. So I guess those are the three levels you could be pitting at: 82, 94, and 105. All right. So that's it for ADA. Lots going on, guys. Make sure you're being safe out here. Make sure you're, using money that you can properly manage. And that's not just managing it financially. That's managing it emotionally. You don't need to be having your days ruined because of what's going on here. You need to be taking this from a strategic standpoint if you're actively trading it, or you need to be taking it from a null standpoint if you're not actively trading it. If you're not actively trading it right now, and it hurts you to look at it, shut the app, go outside, enjoy your weekend. Set auto buys. I tell people that all the time. So like, I know a lot of people who want to accumulate and just don't, and they get too sucked in on the app, and they just, they get focused on price action, and it inflects their mood. You can set like $25 auto buys for once a week. You can set monthly auto buys. You can set price alerts on the Coinbase app, and then you're never looking at anything unless it pings. So if you're the type of person who wants to buy on a downturn, set your price apps to notify you on a certain percentage downturn for a coin. You just go in, you make your $25 purchase if that's what you do, your $1,000 purchase if that's what you do, your $1 purchase if that's what you do, and then you leave. A lot of this is, not just maintaining your positions, but maintaining your mental state. All right. So keep your head up, trade well, check out my videos again. If you're watching these videos, please make sure you're liking it if you like it, and subbing to be notified whenever they come out. So I appreciate y'all. More info about the Discord will be coming soon. You'll get an insight into what I do on a daily basis if you're in there. And you would have known Friday, for example, that I was getting out of these positions and why. So, that information will be coming soon, letting y'all be a part of the community we want to build. So have a great day.